Hey guys, it's Comic Quiz here bringing another comic review, and today I'm going to be reviewing Batman and Red Robin issue 19. So yeah, from this month onwards, well until the next 5 issues, Batman and Robin has been renamed. So each month from like for the next 5 issues, including this one, there will be a guest star appearing because of the event that Damian has died. So apparently all these guest stars are meant to help Bruce along with the whole recovery period about his grieving and stuff. So yeah, this issue, the guest star is Red Robin. So yeah, and also DC this month has got this weird cover thing going where they've got this inside cover like this. It just expands upon it, and inside we find out, on the second bit of the cover, we find out that Carrie Kelly, if you can see that, Carrie Kelly is in this issue. And for those of you who know, Carrie Kelly is the Robin from the Frank Miller graphic novel Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. Maybe if you haven't read that, there's a movie about it out now somewhere that you can go find on the internet. So yeah, let's get into this issue. So basically Bruce is still grieving, obviously. He's at home right now, but Carrie Kelly comes to the house, and apparently there was this kind of relationship going on between those two. There was something up about those two. So yeah, she comes by and she drops these books over at Damian's house, but nobody answers, so she just leaves them and she walks away. Bruce picks them up and he's like, alright, what's this? Who is this girl? Then she leaves a note saying that Damian hasn't paid for the last 10 sessions, and then Bruce is curious, like, who is this girl? Why didn't Damian ever mention this girl to him? So he goes to her house, go and see who she is and everything. But so when he gets there, he finds out that there's a costume party going on, and she's dressed in a Robin costume. A little nod back to that Frank Miller story right there. So Carrie and Bruce get into a little argument. Bruce is like, alright, you left these at my house, but she's like, no, I didn't leave them for you, I left them for Damian. So now she's confused, like, why is he bringing them back? She expects Damian to use those books. So yeah, then she starts questioning him, where's Damian, but he refuses to answer. So yeah, later on in this issue, we get to see Frankenstein, and Bruce is looking for Frankenstein. So, and the reason why he's looking for him is because he pretty much wants to use Frankenstein and the secrets within his body to resurrect Damian. So yeah, Bruce kidnaps Frankenstein. He pretty much opens him up and tries to look for whatever source that keeps him, that brought him back to life, but at the same time try and like isolate that whole zombie effect, so that when he brings Damian back with it, Damian won't be like a zombie. He'll just be like alive again, but not zombified. So yeah, he's trying to experiment on Frankenstein, but Frankenstein fights back for a bit. They get into a little tussle, but Bruce eventually beats him and gets back onto the experiment. So meanwhile this is happening, Alfred is worried about Bruce because he's becoming distant. He's not talking to Alfred, he's not trying to fill him in on what's going on. So he calls in Red Robin, who he sends to the Antarctic, that's where Bruce is, to see what's going on. So then Tim finds out that he's experimenting on Frankenstein, trying to raise Damian from the dead. So yeah, Bruce and Tim get in a bit of a confrontation with each other. Tim's like saying this isn't the right way to go about it. Damian's dead. You shouldn't try and bring him back to life. Even Frankenstein's been saying this, that what you're doing is wrong. That if you bring him back, he'll just be like me, a zombie. This is pure, unholy, and evil. Why do this to your own son? So Bruce and Tim get into a fight, but then Tim pretty much gains the upper hand by destroying the lab because he uses the Batwing to do it. He aims the guns at the lab and he destroys it. So Bruce, he's shocked at all this. The lab's destroyed. His chance of resurrecting Damian seemingly over. So then he is not happy with Tim. At first you think he's gonna like beat him or something, but he's like, nah. He just gives him a glare and then he leaves. So after that's all done, we go back to Carrie Kelly. Then we find out that she was teaching Damian something. I'm not really sure, but I think he was like teaching him how to act or something, maybe, or maybe he was studying literature or something like that, maybe along those lines. Tell me in the comments down below what you thought she was teaching him. But then she starts mentioning that to her friend who's with her at the time, that something seemed off when Bruce came by. That there seemed to be a problem, like something wasn't right. Because at this time, Bruce still hasn't mentioned to anybody that Damian's dead. So she's still wondering what's going on. Why would Bruce just storm into her house and give her the books back? So then she's wondering, hopes that Damian's okay, that he was an interesting guy, that I'm also her best student. So then we see that, yeah, there was like some kind of like teaching thing going on between those two. And so then, yeah, Carrie checks her mail and she gets a cash from Bruce Wayne, and it's for $10,000. And I'm assuming that's for to pay for the classes that Damian was taking with her. And that's where the issue ends. So going into this issue and finding out that Bruce is trying to resurrect Damian with this whole zombie process made no sense, to be honest. Made no sense. And pretty much I don't understand what the whole point was, because for all of us who have read Batman over the years, who know about the Batman mythos, would obviously know and think the first thing, if you want to bring back Damian, Lazarus Pit. I mean, it's obvious. He's the son of Bruce Wayne and Talia al Ghul, grandchild of Ra's al Ghul. Why not use a Lazarus Pit? That is the go-to place where to resurrect Damian. I mean, even in previous, pre-New 52, when Damian was injured, he was put in a Lazarus Pit to heal his injuries. So why not use one? I mean, there are plenty there's some around the world. I think there's still one in London, if I'm not mistaken. So why not go get a Lazarus Pit and dump him in there? What was the point of this zombie thing? It's like they're just looking for trying to look for ways to bring him back without mentioning Lazarus Pit. I don't know why, but seriously, and especially Bruce has fought Ra's al Ghul for like years now. Don't you think he would have learned by now the contents of the Lazarus Pit and be able to recreate one himself? So what's all this zombie nonsense, which I didn't really care for? It just seemed pointless overall. And this whole Red Robin thing was not really impressive, to be honest. Because DC had been making it seem like these next 5 issues in the Batman Robin comic book, they've been making out like these are the 5 stages for Bruce to grieve and stuff like that. But all this seemed was to make Bruce even much more angry, make him grieve even more, make him wonder more about Damian, because Damian didn't tell him about the whole Carrie Kelly thing, which adds more mystery to why Damian didn't mention her. Why didn't he tell his father about all the extra things he was doing in his life? So overall, I'll give it a 6. Not really an impressive issue. It just seemed pointless, to be honest. Why not use a Lazarus Pit? What's the point of this zombie thing? And also all this Red Robin appearing in this issue just seemed to create a much more of a distance between them and the Bat family. It just seemed to piss him off even more. So I didn't really enjoy it. I'd give it a 6. Like I said, it was alright. Although the artwork was really good, I enjoyed the artwork. I also like the fact that Carrie Kelly was in this issue, even though it adds some more character to Damian. Why didn't he mention her to Bruce? And why was he taking acting lessons? Or I think it was acting lessons anyway. So adds much more of personality to Damian, which I have been looking for since I've always been saying that Damian needs more of a life outside of the Robin persona. Aside from Robin, he has no life really. So this was interesting to add on to, Damian's life, giving him something outside of being Robin. So yeah, I enjoyed that, and maybe Carrie Kelly will be a recurring figure in the series, and maybe even potentially be the next Robin. So now we've got 2 potential Robins. Some girl, I forgot what her name is, back in issue 18, and now Carrie Kelly. Maybe they'll become the next Robin. Who knows? So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I give this a 6, like I said before. I've said it twice now. So yeah, tell me in the comments down below what you thought of this issue. Don't you think this is a Lazarus Pit, which would be the obvious thing to do, run this zombie crap? Also, don't forget to like this video, favorite, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys next time. See you later.